I'm a little iffy about voice crack. I'm a little iffy about being on Janet's team. You know, I love the girl. We gotta represent my girl Janet. You know, I got your back, girl. We're gonna take this W. But she did one last year, so we kind of have that reputation to uphold, or else we don't want to look like losers. You know, we want to keep the streak alive. But I'm a little scared that Carl's on my team because he did create an alliance with me. He's the first one to my very first conversation when everyone was chunked into a big group chat and me and Carl couldn't fit. It was just me and him, and we created kind of like an alliance, like we're gonna look out for each other. And my idiot self told everyone, because the thing is, if I were to tell one person, I don't want him to spread the information. And when I was doing a confessional in a public space, someone, I don't know what his name was, joined, and I don't know how much he heard, so I had to tell everyone, because I didn't want to be sneaky and only tell one person. So I kind of told everyone so people would maybe trust me, and maybe how they can think that I'm an open book, and they can, you know, manipulate me and use me for stuff and use me for information. So I'm using that. I want people to think of me as weak. That's kind of my strategy, so they could take me to the end, so then when your boy can plead in case and win this game. So now that Carl's on my team, I don't know how much he knows. I don't know if someone told Carl that I spilled the beans and said that he wanted a team with me. So I don't know, but Carl's on my team, and I'm a little scared of him. Quite frankly, I'm intimidated by all. They were all talking and stuff, but me, in a big group, I don't know what to say, and I don't want to seem like a threat. But I'm already putting myself out there too much, and I don't know if that's for the greater good or not. But we need to win this challenge, because I am scared that I'm in jeopardy, and I cannot be the first one out. That's embarrassing. So we're going to try to get this W. We got this, Team Janet. Let's hopefully we win, and hopefully I don't get out first. So here's my thoughts on the people so far that I met in the game. So you have that one girl. She kind of looks young. She kind of looks like my age, and she's kind of good looking. So I'm going to try to maybe get something with her going. Maybe we can be, you know, we could be a showman. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, I'm going to see what I can do with her. Then you have that really quiet one. I don't know. I feel like she's going to get out first. And then we have the guy with the baby. Super cute baby. Thing is, I think he may, you know, use that to his advantage. Be like, look, I have a child. Please keep me in the game. So, I don't know. But he has a really cute kid. Then we have the guy with the boy, you know, the kind of the motorcycle dude that kind of has like the beard. I wish I could grow something like that, but I can't because teenage hormones. But he's scary. I already explained to him why I'm a little worried about him. Then we have the girl who's freaking traveling. She's on the airport traveling. I don't, like, why are you in Iceland, girl? Like, if you're going to be here, be here. Let's, you know, and that's why I can maybe use that to my advantage if I need a decoy to get her out. I did message her on Instagram before the game started, to kind of introduce myself. And I didn't know that was her. So I'm glad that she's in the game. Maybe I can use her to my advantage. But girl, you need to go to your house, sit your booty down, and, you know, stick your head in it. You eating salads and salmon, girl? Like, I mean, girl, you eat, girl. Skinny legend, but, you know, you gotta focus on the game. But she says she will, so I'll trust her. Also, you have this, who else? And then you have this other guy, which I don't even know who he is, so hashtag irrelevant. And then you have this other girl who said I was so sweet and nice. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want people to think that I am nice, but in reality, I am Satan. So let's get it.
Okay, hi Confessional. So overall, first impressions of my party are good. Like, I really like them. We seem to mesh well together, vibe well, you know. I mean, I'm nervous, I won't lie, because like prior to like the party was being formed, I didn't get to really talk to the people that are in my party, and so I feel like the odd man out. But I mean, overall, when I like got to talk to my party, they seem really chill, really cool. So I'm hopeful that things will work out. But honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty, I don't know. I feel like the odd man out. Just like, not in my party because like I don't know everyone as well, but also just like, I don't know, I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me, and I don't know, or like have similar backgrounds as me, so I don't know if, like, just like the fact that there are so many people like from Ohio, like that's like something small enough where you can like form an alliance or something. So it makes me nervous because I don't really have that with other people. I mean, I will say overall, there are some people that I like got to talk with and that I really like a lot. Um, but I don't know, I just feel like I don't feel safe and the game hasn't even been like it hasn't even started. So, yeah. I don't know. We'll see how things go. But overall, in conclusion, I like my party. They seem cool and I'm very hopeful. The end.
Hello. So yesterday was day 0, a little bit of a meet and greet, a little bit of a dividing up into parties, and then letting the parties themselves get together for a little bit. So meet and greet comes up and looks like a very good crew. I do actually know Jess, and I do actually know Carl from another org. Um, and so that was good. That was reassuring. Did not get a chance to talk to any of them one on one, but obviously I plan to have their back. I'm hoping they will do the same. Um, Carl, I love Carl. Carl is a character, but he just comes out so hot. Um, I was sitting here at my computer going, just take it down a little, Carl. He's very enthusiastic, very cool guy. And you either kind of love Carl or hate him. And I just think there may have been a couple of people who may have been a bit bothered by his brashness. I love him to death. Um, so we did some chit chat, and then unfortunately, most of that I spent locked in a room with, I gotta think now, Olivia and Bambi and Mike, um, who all really good people, all computer types, IT types, uh, either student, Bambi is a student going for, I believe, her master's. Mike is a middle school teacher. Olivia is a TA. Um, and the conversations slowly sort of devolved, or quickly sort of devolved, into nothing but a discussion of coding and how to teach that to high schoolers. Um, Not an area I'm all that fluent in or that interested in. Um, couldn't get out of the room, so I spent a lot of time going, nodding my head and smiling, which was kind of awkward. But finally got to jump in a room um, with Neil and Troy and David, and that was a good conversation. I think we talked a lot about life and games and stuff. Carl came in as well. I think we all got along pretty well, and I'm hoping I can make that into something. Because it came down to, after a while, it came down to uh, the picking of the parties. And I was picked by Team Wentworth by Kelly, which is very exciting. I'm very psyched about that. I've been watching Survivor forever. I love her to death. Um, we got to talk to her for a while. She asked us about the game. Um, I may have shown that I have more knowledge that I wanted to. We talked about the current season, so that was great fun. And then we went back to our parties. Um, and so at this stage of the people who I had know or who I had contact with, after the party split, Jess is on my party, who again I knew before. Neil and Troy and also all on my party. So once we got back from the division into parties, everyone sat in the same room for the rest of the maybe 45 minutes we had. No chance to talk, so today is going to be all about building those relationships, which is obviously especially important for me. I need to build relationships quickly as the oldest guy in the room, who is not exactly a comp beast and probably the opposite of that. I need to have bonds pretty quickly. So that's the goal for tonight. The second goal, obviously, is to win this comp. It's kind of, I don't know, if an org threw up, because there's all sorts of your basic org materials here, but I've never seen them, most of them used at the same time together. So we've got forks, we've got ping pong balls, we've got a single rubber band, 3 ping pong balls and 10 solo cups. The math doesn't work for that on me. So not entirely sure of what's going on, but I think obviously we need to win, and to win or lose, I need to slay this, or at least make a creditable showing to keep myself out of danger. So that's what's going on, probably more than you wanted to know, but we'll see you on the other side.
Hi, day one was great. I got a really good vibe from everyone that I met and chatted with. I was chosen to be on Team Kelly Wentworth's team, which I'm really excited about. I think that was who I originally wanted to pick me. I was actually picked first by her, so that was a cool feeling to have when someone that you look up to picks you first. But yeah, I think everyone on my team, we're all really vibing really well, meshing good, which has been nice. It's easy to talk to them and collaborate, which I'm really looking forward to working with them. And I think that this next week or couple weeks ahead will be good. I think we have a good sense of how to work with each other. So looking forward, I think we're only going to do good things.
What's up, y'all? And welcome to your first edition of Carl's Confessionals. So first off, let's start off with, let's go Team Janet. Nice move by picking me, Janet, and Kelly. I think you made a mistake. Anyway, let's get to day 0. First off, I know y'all are digging the cowboy hat. Anyway, let's get to day 0. Everybody pops on the screen. I saw a few familiar faces, which is really good to know. Also, I got to talking to a few people, and, they all got put on the Kelly, Team Kelly. I'm over here on Team Janet, and Anthony was one of the guys I was talking to. David was another one. I know Olivia, and I think I'm kind of like a ladies' man. I think I could, work my way in with the ladies if I wanted to. I think I'll be all right. One more thing before I go, in case I forget. You guys are in the presence of royalty that has come to claim his throne on expedition. All hail King Carl.
My name is Anthony. This is my day 0 confessional. Wow. That was a lot to take in. I was not expecting, it's very serious. And I like that because a lot of the games I played in the past are joking or with kids, and I'm over that shit. So this is the next step, and I'm hyped for it. My tribe is dope as hell, and I really wanted to be on Team Kelly. I just vibe. I feel like I vibe with Kelly, and more towards Kelly more than I would Janet. I love Janet, and she's so sweet. But I think when it comes to Survivor, I'm more like a Kelly. So that was a huge like up in morale for me. And then my tribe. My tribe is dope. It was like all the people that I talked to in like the little camp time was ended up being on my tribe. So like that was a total bonus. And I really want to work with Bridget and Bambi. Philip seems really cool. But the only thing that does make me a little nervous is I am younger than the majority of the people here. So I'm definitely going to have to work my ass off to prove that I'm a member of this tribe and that I deserve to be here more than others. But I'm prepared. I watch a lot of Survivor, so if I don't do good in the challenge, then I'll use my words to get out of it.
Hey guys, so day 0 happened and I was a late ad. I got lucky and added into the game late, but of course I came in and of course I know somebody. Curse of knowing somebody in games, I guess, lately, or should I just say in Expedition Online. I know Mariana from the exact same game as Jon Snow. Luckily though, me and Mariana got along really well. We ended up on different parties. She's with Kelly and I'm with Janet, so nothing to worry about right now. I don't see her going out of the game. I can see many people making relationships with her. So as long as I stay in the game, even watching everyone's reactions when Mariana was doing her introduction, you could just tell people were like, ooh, like you can tell people want to work with Mariana. She's a quite likable person. So hopefully I can stay in the game, make it to merge with her, and the two of us can link up and do something and make it really far in this game together. That'd be pretty cool. Other than that, there's definitely some interesting people. Anthony, there's a lot of craziness on my tribe already. I think Anthony was labeling out Carl and I think the Iceland chick, I can't think of her name right now, are working together. I know Olivia and I think Mike is his name are working together. So I'm going to be kind of in the middle of things, which is a really good spot for me. So moving forward, I don't think I'm going to be in too bad of a spot, even if we do lose. But it'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward. And I'm excited. And hopefully my team just doesn't lose and we win the first immunity. So yeah, day 0, looking forward to day 1.
David Jackson here, confessional number 1. Looking forward to a long and prosperous season ahead. Yeah, we were hanging out at base camp when there was some trouble, and we were forced to leave into separate groups and start to get to talk and to get to know each other. So I ended up talking to, maybe about half of the people on this group, the whole season of people, and started feeling some good vibes with people like Mariana and Philip and Neil. And then our group captains came in, Janet and Kelly Wentworth herself, and they started revealing the picks of who was going to be in which group. And I ended up being, at least in the group I was in, the first pick for Janet, and super happy to be on Janet's team. She's an amazing player, just like the most sweet, good-hearted person. And, I couldn't be happier with having someone like that as our team captain. But basically all the people that I was feeling good connections with did not end up on the same group with me. And we ended up getting a lot of the people that I kind of had some red flags from early on that I thought were going to be some trouble in the game. And I hope we don't end up being a hot mess tribe because yeah, there's a lot of big personalities. Carl is a huge personality that is clearly a gamer, clearly playing hard. He was the first one when Doc asked for who wanted advantage. He was like, me. He doesn't care about that target because to me, I don't want to be the first one to be like, oh, advantage. But of course, everyone got the advantage. So to me, that just kind of revealed a bit about him, of that he is going to be playing hard all season. And I'm going to be playing hard as well, but I'm not going to be as out there early on because, you don't need a big target early on. Who needs a big target? So, and yeah, between him and Katie, our tribe is going to be a pretty loud tribe. Katie's another one that I just have some red flags going up. She's in Iceland right now, and she's was in the Iceland airport. It kind of seems like she's not aware of the game and the general rules, and she also was kind of pretty open about that she's going to be traveling throughout this whole season. But she's like, oh, don't worry, I'll cancel my flights so that if I need to do a challenge in an airport, I will. You'll be shocked at how reliable I am, and I don't know if I need a tribe mate that's trying to get balls in cups at an airport, trying to scrounge up supplies and things that just in non-ideal settings. So that's a bit worrisome. And we got all these weird conversational tangents about Crips and Bloods, and it was weird. So I'm actually kind of more drawn to some of the quieter people in our group. Haley, Mike, I feel like didn't say much, but I'm kind of interested in getting to know them because there's already some people that I feel like I'm not going to be good allies with. I'm going to pretend to be good allies with everyone, but Anthony in particular, wow, that kid is playing hard from the get-go. We were in, different chats, and he popped into a group that was there, and within 30 seconds, he's like, I have a really great vibe about everyone here, and we should kind of work together. I'll gain your trust right away, and I'll let you know that Carl already came to me and told me that he wanted to align with me, and I just want to show how trustworthy I am by telling you that information and show you how trustworthy I am. And it's like, whoa, dude, whoa, calm down. And then I was in a totally different group with totally different people. He popped in again and gave the exact same spiel about Carl and being trustworthy, having a really great vibe of the group of people there. I don't even think he realized that I was in the same group he gave that exact same spiel to last time. So he certainly seems someone that is just trying to gain the trust of everyone. But by gaining the trust of everyone, he's not going to have the trust of anyone. So, I think that was a bit of a blunderous way for him to start the game. And he also mentioned four or five times, he mentioned how he's not aware of this game. He's like, oh, I've watched 1 or 2 seasons. I don't really know anything about this game really. Asking Janet about for people that don't know this game, what advice would you give them? Bold prediction. He's seen every season, and this is his master plan of trying to convince everyone that he doesn't know this game very well when he knows the game very well. And I don't think it's that bold of a prediction. So there you go. David Jackson, bold prediction number 1. Olivia, I don't know anyone from this season, but Olivia is someone that I'm at least aware of. She's played in other orgs that I've also played in, and we have some mutual friends, but it might be interesting to talk to her one-on-one. But I also know she's really good from her general reputation. I'm pretty sure she's won online org seasons before. So yeah, definitely someone that could be a good ally, but also someone I need to watch closely. Joshua's got his own Etsy store of Survivor stuff. That's cool. I'm kind of looking forward to getting to know Joshua. And Carl, he already seems to like me, but maybe he just seems to like everyone. But, I'm happy to step in line behind Carl and let him be this massive target and me be one of his minions early on until I need to proceed to the next phase of the game. Because this phase of the game is all about relationships. Just making relationships. So I'm going to get some supplies together for our challenge number 1 tomorrow. Hopefully we'll come away with victory, avoid the very first crossroads. But I'm stoked to be playing. Love this game. Look forward for all season long some competition and some good fun.
Okay, so we made it through day 0, and I could not be more excited for the rest of this experience. It did start off a little crazy, a little awkward, but I'm very excited for where I ended up. So we started off by being left at the base camp, all 18 of us, no direction, no guidance, really just left on our own. So there is where I think Bill and Carl probably spoke up the most, but we ended up just doing the regular introductions to get to know everybody, learn a little bit about each other and what charities we're playing for. But then Docs came back in. It was like, okay, everybody's got to go. And we were all scrambling to find a new place to be. I wanted to be with as many people as possible to just try to get to know as many individuals as I could. So I found a place with 6 spots. And I ended up really liking the people I was talking to. I was thinking about how we could work together in the future. People like Joshua and Neil and Troy. But then we were brought back to base camp, and that's where best part of the night happened. Kelly and Janet showed up. So I didn't go in with a preference on whether I'd be Team Kelly or Team Janet, because really, how can you go wrong? But I did have a gut feeling that I would end up on Team Janet, and that is where she brought me. But I did get really nervous as they were naming the different people that were on their party, because the longer the list went, I realized I had only been talking to people that ended up on Team Kelly, really except for Joshua. So I was really nervous that going back to my party on our own, that I was gonna feel like on the outs or anything. But it seems like they were kind of in the same boat. I don't know how we all managed to do that. But we got to break apart. We got to go to our own chat, and we went with Team Janet, and Janet gave us a pep talk, and she gave us some good advice, like watching out for some people on the other party, like Neil and Philip. And Philip is someone who right away I said to myself that he looks kind of scary. Like, he looks like he is here to play and can do whatever it is that he has to get there. So we're looking out for them, but Janet also said to embrace our uniqueness. I do feel like our party is the one that ended up with the bigger characters from that group of 18. So people like Carl and Katie, who seem kind of crazy on the outside, but really awesome. They were fun to be around. They're people that would be really easy to write off at the beginning, but I want to see how I can use them in my game. But some people I had really good vibes about and would really like to work with, maybe form an alliance with, are David, Joshua, Olivia, and Mike. I think we'd be a good 5 to get us started, but we'll see how it goes. And I'm really excited for the challenge on day 1.
Hey y'all, it's day 1 of Expedition Online Season 3, and it's your girl Jess, looking like a hot mess. Today's moving day for me, and I went to go take stuff over to my new rental, and I have been scammed. So that's how my day's been going. Everything in my entire life is packed up in my car, and I have nowhere to go. So, yay. But I'm really excited to be on Team Wentworth. Really excited to be on Team Wentworth, and people are already playing hard. This is a part 1 of part 2 video. I shall continue. Okay, so in my party, hashtag Team Kelly Wentworth, we have, I think, a really good team. I was kind of hoping Carl would have made it in my party, but he's not. He, I guess, is making alliances with everybody last night. And yeah, he did say he wanted to work with me and Katie for sure. And then he told young Anthony that he wanted an alliance with him too. So that dude's playing hard, but I'm cool with it because I know of him from Big Brother. So I'm thinking I have him looking out for me in the other party. My party's gonna win tonight, so we're gonna have safety. We'll be okay. I'm not worried. I'm gonna play my little heart out, and that's just gonna be it. I shall confess more to you all later, guys. Hashtag Team Jess, working for Team Kelly. Let's go.
Finally got the game started and getting my first look at the new cast. Oh, I was so thankful not to see anybody that I knew, or at least that I knew. There's probably somebody out here who knows who I am, but I'm gonna have to deal with that later. Um, I was very excited to be on part of the Wonton. We just calling it the Wonton Party. It's a little bit of a long name, so Wonton Party. Because Janet, I love Janet. I would have much rather been on Janet's team than I would have been Kelly. So I'm so thankful that I was chosen by Janet. But what does concern me is Janet and Kelly both did get to watch our casting videos. So the videos that we implemented for casting, where we got to talk about our strategies and stuff and what we want to do. And Janet immediately comes in and says, all right, guys, hey, can't wait to meet you. I know you guys are going to work well together. You guys seem like a very cohesive group. That's why I picked you. Now watch out for I I don't even remember Philip and Neil on the other team. On Kelly's team, the blue party, and I'm just like, holy shit, that's a game changer because these captains are playing for their charities. We have to remember that. So not only do we have to play with the people surrounding each other, but we also have to play with the knowledge of everybody's casting video. So these captains actually know what the hell's going on with with the whole game pretty much. So I'm gonna try to use that to my advantage if I can. I'm gonna try to reach out to Janet some more and see if we can't get anything going, seeing what I need to watch out for, what she thinks I need to work on. Because I think I was chosen pretty early on in their casting process or whatever. So I'm gonna have to figure out what to do there. On top of that, we have a challenge coming up, and I'm kind of nervous about it because I had to dip a little bit early. I had a casting interview for another game, and so I had to dip right as Janet got on. So that was not best case scenario, but I plan on being as active as I can today, being vocal, I'm not going to be the tribe leader, but I'm going to offer my insights and I'm going to try to do the best that I can. But I'm worried because it seems like this challenge is going to be kind of based on luck because we are dividing ourselves into numbers, so 1 through whatever it is, 9, I think. And so if it's what I think it is, it's not going to be fun depending on where people get placed because somebody could get something that's really not fit for them, and I'm just really hoping that's not me. I'm loving my party, though, because we have a lot of mixed personalities. We've got Katie, who seems like fun-loving, rich mom, is getting to travel everywhere. We've got Carl, the good old Southern. He's basically just the Keith of the season, pretty much. And then you've got a couple young ones, like myself, Olivia, and Andrew, one of the two. Anthony, I believe. Yes, Anthony. And I like it. I like the tribe. I think it's good cohesiveness. I think there's a lot of personalities that I'm going to mesh well with. I'm just worried about a couple people in particular. I think Mike. Mike is somebody who I could see being trouble later on in the game. I'm always keeping my eyes out for those kind of people. Haven't really seen a lot from Danielle. She seems more like a party girl, which could be fun. Might be a little annoying for me, honestly. David seems like the dad. David is a dad, so of course he's the dad. But he's somebody that I could see gaining a lot of sympathy. And I want to work with some of the older folk, Carl and Katie in particular, because I feel like a lot of people don't give them the time of day. This is a challenge-driven game in the very early stages, and I don't want them getting picked off very early because they aren't performing well or just because they're not meshing well with some of the younger folks. So I'm just really trying to branch out, hopefully in this first tribe communication time, that I can be able to go meet with people and see what I can do. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this first day 0, day 1, whatever you want to call it. I'm ready. I'm pumped. I am excited for this.
Hi, I'm on the plane headed back to the States. I'm sorry to have to do it this way, but it's the best I can do at the moment because I'm on limited time. So, but I do want to say that thank you, Janet, for picking me, and I hope you had a choice anyway and they weren't stuck with me, but I promise you I won't disappoint you. I'm not really as quirky as I am quirky, but I'm not stupid. So, it's kind of like my defense, to lower people's. Thank you, Janet, for picking me. I hope at least you had a choice. I know I come across a little different, but I'm not as different as I may appear. So I was trying to catch on to all the verbiage and stuff, and I wrote notes, and it was interesting because Anthony, remember I had mentioned that he had reached out to me on Instagram, and I didn't want him to get in trouble, so I mentioned it, and then when he was in the room with us, I said something to him because I didn't want it to come out later and him to get hurt, because he seems like really nice, and he was so concerned that people were forming alliances and stuff, and I was like, don't worry about those things, but maybe that's what we need Anthony for, I don't mean to keep saying but
Hi everyone, this is Mariana, and this is my Day Zero confessional video. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first Survivor game. So definitely gonna be out of my comfort zone. So first impressions. All right, so when I walked in, I'm like, okay, a lot of these people, they're like just shy, quiet, which is fine. I mean, I was quiet too. I didn't want to come off as too social or like, too big of, just too social, right? So I think if I remember correctly, like Carl, Bill, maybe Philip and Kelly, I remember them being mostly the leaders of the discussion, and I would just like, pitch in or at least have some expressions that I was there, right? I actually played a game with Danielle earlier this year. When I saw her, I'm like, uh-oh, this will either be really good or really bad. So, I feel like me and her are in good terms. I didn't vote for her to win in the end. She was final 2. I think me and her might be okay, but I'm going to be really careful with her just in case she might throw my name under the bus. Because I think so she knows that I know how she plays, and then she knows how I play. So I need to be careful with that. But I need friends in this game, so I'm going to trust her for now. One thing that also happened in the room, so as we were all introducing ourselves, I learned that there are 3 people from Cleveland. So Jess, she just moved to Virginia, but she's from Cleveland, David's from Cleveland, and I'm from Cleveland. And then Philip is from Chicago. Once I announced that I was from Cleveland, Carl's like, oh, everyone, guys, watch out. In front of the whole chat, watch out, there might be a Cleveland alliance. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, even before he said that, I'm like thinking like, there's 3 people from Cleveland. I feel like I'm already gonna be targeted because of that. So I'm gonna play it cool. Carl's definitely, since he said it, I'm gonna be careful with him. Thankfully, he's not on my tribe. So he won't be able to vote me out till merge. Hopefully I make it there. Anyways, yeah, so that was one thing that really kind of made me mad, is him calling that out. So then we break into rooms, right? So I just randomly chose a room, and of course, guess who joins my room? Danielle, David, Philip, Jess, and eventually Anthony. So pretty much the Cleveland alliance, right? Or the people that are in Cleveland. I'm thinking they're seeing this list of names, and they're probably gonna think that we're making an alliance. And I really wanted to get out of the room, but you can't. Like, the other channels are full, or like the other open channels, they just had like 0 people. So I'm like, I don't want to like just stay in a room. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I should have just went to another room. And I did go to a room for a second and just joined. I'm like, great, now people are gonna think that we're a final 2. So I quickly went into the 7-person channel to kind of avoid, speculations. But yeah, so then I was able to join a room with Bridget was in there, Joshua, Anthony Capino was in there. So a few other people just, to
to get some variety, I guess. And of course, so back to like the 5-person group that I was in with Danielle, we're thinking like, man, guys, they're probably making an alliance and talking about us or something. So we didn't really make an alliance, but we kind of gave each other like a pledge, like, hey, we're not gonna, we're gonna not say each other's names, keep a good, relationship. Hopefully we make it to merge and we can work together. Just in case there was an alliance that got formed, right? And then it was time to choose our tribe. So thankfully, Kelly chose me. I was the second pick. I was scared I was gonna be like the last place pick. No one wants to have me on their team, So that's what I was nervous about. So thankfully that didn't happen to me. So yeah, I'm fortunate to be on Kelly's team. The people that are on my team, I only spoke to pretty much Phil and Jess. Like, I only feel good about them two on my team. And then I spoke to Bridget and Anthony barely. So I feel good with only 4 people on my team right now. I have to work on my relationships with the other 4. So they're my first priority. But yeah, so another thing that happened in this, like in our team discussion, everyone's like, oh, what can this be? Like, what kind of comps can we expect? And Bill's like giving like all this information, like as if he knows everything. And I'm like, yeah, like you shouldn't be giving away how much you know about this game, right? So I don't want to give off too much information because I just don't want to come off as like a know-it-all. However, I think in a way it was good because our team needs to win. So if we can find out who's good at what maybe we can like assign, I don't know, roles, if there's like any assignment of roles for the challenges. But for the most part, I feel good with the traits of the people on our team. Like there's a few of us that appear to be good in puzzles, physical. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be a team player. I'm gonna try to do my best in all these challenges. But yeah, I'm gonna work on my social connections, appear to be trustworthy, and yeah, not give away too much information about how good of a player I might be. So hopefully I could stay with my tribe, or hopefully I make some good relationships to not be targeted first. So I'm excited, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon.
So first night, I'm super excited to play for Janet. I'm really excited for her charity. I think it's really exciting. I think it's such a great cause. And I'm really excited to play for my own charity, Glacier of Western New York. They help LGBT youth to get back up on their feet when their families, don't support them. And so I'm really excited to hopefully play and win for that group, and of course for Janet's charity as well. But I really wanted to play with Janet. I'm really excited that she's my coach. I'm really excited just to get to know her. I think it'll be a really fun experience. Some first impressions. I really like my tribe. They're really dynamic. They're really fun. I'm a little nervous about Carl. He seems great. He seems really enthusiastic. He seems like he really wants to play. I struggle with people who hog conversations. And I feel like Katie and Carl both are very overwhelming. And, a lot of people really couldn't talk much in the end, mainly because the two of them were kind of holding on to the conversation. So I didn't hear much from David. I didn't really get to hear a lot from Haley. So I hope to get to know them more. None of us really branched off during that round. I don't think anybody wanted to be the first person to bolt from the big group. So, and I certainly didn't want to be that person either. So I think it was, it was fun to kind of get to know everybody, but I really don't think I got to know enough people. I got stuck in a group not stuck, I shouldn't say stuck. I like all of them. But I was with Olivia and Bill and Danielle and Bambi the whole first hour, or whole first part of the game. And so I really didn't get to know or meet a lot of other people. And that's my forte. Like, like I needed time in the beginning to really get to know and connect with people, and I didn't really get a chance to do that. So I feel like I have some work to do on Monday and Tuesday to really just make some connections with the people in my tribe. I really like Bambi. I'm really hoping that she can last. The other tribe seems really dynamic and really strategic type players, which worries me that Bambi is going to be kind of slaughtered. And I really hope not, because I really like her. I really see myself working with her in the future. So I hope that we get to reconnect at some point. I am excited that Danielle and Olivia both ended up on my in my party. So I'm really excited to get to know both of them more. I know Danielle played before, so that'll be great to have somebody with a little bit more experience with Expedition online. And she can kind of give us some more pointers in like how that's going to work. Didn't get a chance to really talk to Josh because he ended up having to leave for an interview, but I actually am interested to connect with him because I think that he and I will be very similar in how we play. I think we look the same, which I'm like an older version of him. So that could be an interesting kind of duo. I really want to work with Haley. She stood out to me in the beginning when we were all introducing ourselves, and she stayed very quiet like I did when we finally ended up in the party. And so I really think that if I get a chance to kind of get a one-on-one with her, I'm going to really try to work on that, or at least, get in a group where maybe it's just her, me, and one other person. I really want her to know that I like her. I want to work with her. So, and Janet even said, I picked this group for a reason. Like, you all seem extremely loyal, and you all seem like you bring different, strengths to the table. So I really liked that about what she said, because I do tend to play overly loyal, and it ends up biting me in the butt in the end. So when she said that, kind of put my mind a little bit at ease, because I do have experience in orgs, and some of these players don't. And so I'm really hoping that I can kind of downplay my own experience, but also, utilize my own loyalty and my ability to show loyalty, to make really strong bonds. And Haley is going to be the first person I'm going to try to do that with. David is somebody I want to connect with, but David seems like a schemer. Like, he just has that look to him. So I'm a little nervous about kind of working with him, but I would rather be on his side than not. So those are the two people that I want to connect with at some point. Try to make some put some feelers out with the two of them. But Olivia, I really like. Olivia and I were in our original kind of room together. So I think that Olivia is somebody that I can trust at this point in the game. I think Danielle is somebody that I can trust too, but I don't know where she came from when she joined our group. So I'm a little wary of Danielle, but I think that I got a really good vibe from her when she was in our smaller group. So I feel good with that. So those are the four that really stand out to me. I like Katie and I like Carl. The way they just like absorbed the conversation really didn't, it rubbed me the wrong way, and I could almost tell it was rubbing a couple of other people the wrong way too. So I'm kind of hoping that continues to kind of be like a sore spot for some people, and then maybe we can have kind of an easy vote if we have to go to, I forget what it's called. I wrote it down. If we have to go to vote somebody out. I'll learn the lingo, I promise. So I don't know. I think I was trying to give like a Batman vibe today. That's kind of my online persona that I try to present. You can trust me. I'm a hero. I'm a good guy, right? But of course, Batman is not always, does the right thing all the time either. So, he has his kind of schemy ways of doing what he needs to do to get things done. So, I am Batman. I do like to be perceived as a hero, but I'll do what I need to do to at the end of the day to clench that win. So I'm hoping that I can continue to meet new people and continue to make connections. It was just I was absorbing things. I'm not a big bold player. I like to play in the shadows. I like to make alliances and run to the end with people that I trust. So I feel good. I feel like Janet's speech really kind of put some calmness into me, which I liked. I almost felt like she was like speaking to me directly, like, just Mike, calm down. Like, these are all really loyal people. We're all going to work together. It's going to be great. Kumbaya. I'm like, okay, great, Janet. Thanks. So I hope that is the case. But at the end of the day, I do feel like I can make the right connections in this group to get myself at least to the rendezvous. Because if I can get to the rendezvous, I'm going to feel really good and really solid in my gameplay from there on out. Because that's usually where I shine. This kind of pre-game piece with parties, I just got to kind of get through. I got to make the right connections, get to that rendezvous, and then from there, I can play a really solid game. So here's to hoping. I'm really excited to play for Janet. Regardless, no matter what happens with me, I really hope that somebody on our team wins, even if they vote me out. But yeah, I'm excited to play. I can't wait for tomorrow. This challenge sounds really epic. So yeah, have a great night.
All right, here we are, day 0 of Expedition Online, Glacier Bay. I'm really excited to be here and be able to take part in the season. Let's see, day 0. Yeah, whew. A lot has happened today. It was quite overwhelming. Trying to remember everything that took place because there's just stuff happening all over the place amongst different groups and what have you. But anyway, yeah, first impressions, it was awesome getting to know each other, kind of finding out where people were from, what charities they're supporting this season. Also, different lines of work. There's some teachers, there's some students, some retired folks. And yeah, it was really, really awesome getting to kind of know each other. But yeah, I ended up in a group of 6 people where we're honestly just no strategy talk whatsoever. We're just getting to know each other. But then whenever I left that group and I went to another group, found out that some people were kind of worried about us being in a group for so long, a group of 6 that I was in, and thinking that maybe we had formed an alliance that could be like a long-standing one throughout the game. But honestly, that never took place. So hopefully no one kind of thinks too much upon that. But I ended up in a room, though. This was kind of interesting. I ended up in a room with Carl and, well, not Carl, Anthony. And Anthony was talking about how Carl had been telling him, he's like, yeah, I got your back. I want to work with you and we can go far, So it was kind of interesting hearing that they're already talking about strategy before we had even split up into our different parties. Turns out they ended up on the same party anyway, which is not where I'm at. So yeah, it might be something to look out for, knowing that they could possibly be working together and pretty much trying hard right out of the gate to form alliances and get some strategy going. But yeah, I ended up being picked to be on Team Kelly, which I'm really excited about, to work on her team. It's going to be Chicken80, right? Chicken80, I believe is our team name. Yeah, really excited. And once we got split up into our different parties, we started kind of talking about, strategy for upcoming challenges. We kind of briefly spoke about, what some of our strengths are, if there's people with puzzles or survivor trivia and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to work with our party and get to know them a little bit more. And maybe tomorrow we can kind of split up into different groups and see who we actually want to work with long term. So yeah, I'm really excited about that, getting to the challenge tomorrow and seeing how we perform against Team Janet. And yeah, for now, I'm gonna go ahead and head on out so I can get some sleep.
So I'm so excited for the season, and I'm so excited to be on Team Janet. I'm a huge fan of hers. I'm really happy with the tribe divisions too. I feel like I definitely got the better of the two tribes. Like I got most of the people that I wanted to get on my tribe. I do know Carl. We played an org together this past May or June, and we were working together because we were on the same starting tribe, and we got close, and then we had a swap, and I kind of got screwed over by the swap and got voted out, so he made it a little further than me, but I definitely wish that I could have kept working with him through the game. It was really hard to contain my excitement seeing him on the call and join my tribe, and it's so hard to like act like you don't know people too. I was really surprised that he was the only person I knew, just because I've been around the org community for a year now, and I expected to see some people I recognize, but I think it's really good that it's like all new faces, because it is definitely hard pretending that you don't know people and making sure like no little information slips out, and like pretending to be shocked when people like say like fun facts about themselves or whatever, pretending like you have no idea. But yeah, I also am happy that Mike is on my tribe. He's super chill. When we were like going in the different rooms during that free time, we were in the same room for a while, and he's really nice. So I'm happy he's on my tribe. Bambi was with us too, and I wish she could have been on my tribe because she's also really cool. And I really like Haley. Even though we didn't talk one-on-one, I just feel like she has good energy. Same thing with Anthony. David, I think, is really nice, but I can also see him being a little bit of a threat, like especially strategically and physically. So I'm definitely going to watch out for him. And then Katie is hilarious. She is like kind of like the female version of Carl, I feel like, because they're both kind of a mess, but in a good way. Like it's really funny to watch. And they're also just both really nice people, but they're both kind of a mess. But yeah, I'm really excited for the season. Kind of worried about the first challenge just because with like the time constraints, there isn't a lot of time to talk about strategy, and I always get so nervous that I'm going to get voted out early. But yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
All right, so day 0 in the books. Excited that I got picked on Team Wentworth. I like my team. Don't have a read on everybody just yet. I think Mariana and I were in a couple of the rooms early on, and Kupini and I were in a couple of the rooms early on, and we seem to just get along pretty well, so I definitely trust both of them. Neil, I think I can trust Neil. He seems like a really good guy and really sharp, and has just done a lot of streaming and stuff before. Bill is a veteran of the game, so that's exciting to have him on our team. He can definitely provide some kind of insight as well as definitely survivor knowledge. But yeah, I think this is gonna be really fun. I'm excited to keep this going, and hopefully I didn't talk too much early on. There were some people who were talking alliances right at the beginning, which for me is like a wild move because you didn't even know who your team was, so that just didn't seem too wise. The other team seems really strong, but a lot of really similar personalities. So I think because there's a lot of really similar personalities, they might clash or have issues of who they're going to vote out and things like that. So, here's to hoping that our team wins the challenge tomorrow so we don't have to vote anybody out. But here's to more than hoping if we do lose the challenge that I don't get voted out first, because that's, I think, everybody's nightmare. So, day 0 in the books, day 1 tomorrow, and can't wait.
So day 0, we got to hang out and meet people. It was a good experience. We got picked by coaches. I got chosen for Team Kelly. Got to meet my party. I think I have a good party at that. Hopefully we do good in these challenges so I don't have to figure out who to get rid of. But if we do, I think Neil and Philip are good talkers, so on an online game they'd probably be good at talking around circles around people, so I think one of them is what I'm going to work on getting rid of. Excited for the challenge tonight, and ready to get this thing started.